For today, we will be talking about these two important aspect rin ng macroeconomics natin, which is monetary and fiscal policy. Now, you might have heard of this when we're talking about inflation at unemployment. So we will be diving deep kung ano ba talaga itong mga policies na ito. What's the difference between monetary and fiscal policies? And what are the types of monetary and fiscal policies and the tools used? Ano ba yung ginagawa in order to help us curb down inflation, for example, or during times na mahina ang ekonomiya, anong policy rin yung dapat na i-implement para palakasin yung ating ekonomiya? So, lagi niyong tatandaan na ang ekonomiya, hindi lang ng Pilipinas, bagkus ng buong mundo, hindi sigurado ang stability and growth dyan. So remember na cover ko yung aspect ng business cycle. May mga times kung saan sobrang lakas ng economy, tapos may mga times naman na sobrang hina. And at some point, ang goal ng government natin is to stabilize it. Now, here's the thing, ang goal ng government is to stabilize the economy. Not necessarily to strengthen it or not necessarily to expand economic activity infinitely. Kasi ang isang ekonomiya na sobrang bilis at sobrang taas rin ng expansion, hindi rin siya ganun kaganda. Hindi rin ganun kaganda yung effect niya sa mga tao sa bansa na yon. Because it encourages inflation. That's one. And it might result to a collapse in the economy. Ang ekonomiya natin, kasi kapag sobrang malobo yan, basically, kapag sobrang malobo yan, para yung balloon. Right? Sobrang puno ng hangin. And kapag hindi na-stabilize agad-agad ng government yung paglobo ng ating ekonomiya, it can lead to some sort of crash. Mayahalin tulad ko yan sa isang negosyo. Let's say isang factory. Ngayon, let's say itong factory na to, let's say sa economy na yon, okay, kung saan nagnenegosyo yung factory na yon, biglang tumaas yung presyo ng kanyang goods and services for some reason. So nagkaroon ng inflation, tumaas yung presyo ng kanyang binibenta. So anong gagawin ng factory na yon? Ang logical na gagawin niya, pataasin niya yung production, right? Para mas kumita siya kasi mataas yung presyo, so magpuproduce siya ng mas marami. So originally, let's say yung factory, tumatakbo siya ng 8 hours per day. Pero dahil mataas nga ang presyo, gusto niyang mas mag-produce ng marami, bigla niyang pinatakbo yung factory niya ng 24 hours per day. Okay? So 24 hours per day tumatakbo. Yung mga tao, pinagtrabaho niya instead na 8 hours per day, 12 hours per day, tapos double shifting pa. Ano yung mangyayari sa tingin nyo sa negosyong yun? Initially, tataas talaga ang kita ng negosyo na yun. Initially. But, in the long run, hindi siya sustainable. Why? Kasi maaari na yung factory na pinapatakbo niya ngayon ng 24 hours per day, biglang masira. So, hindi siya maganda. Right? Kaya pag sasira yun, biglang magsisiro yung kanyang production. At the same time, yung mga tao na pinagtrabaho niya ng 24 hours per day or 12 hours per day, tapos double shift, mababurn out yung mga yun. So, ganun rin sa economy. Kapag masyadong mataas yung economic activity, ang problem dyan is, it might lead to some sort of collapse katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina. At the same time, nakadepende rin kasi yung economic activity natin sa energy source. Like for example, malakas nga yung ekonomiya natin. Pero, yung ating power, yung ating electrification, hindi ganun kalakas. So, hindi niya nasabayan yung economic activity. Maring magkaroon dyan ng blackout. So, that's also not a good sign. So, ang goal ng government is to stabilize the economy. Kapag masyadong mataas, masyadong malobo, sasabog na yung balon, ang ginagawa ng government natin and the BSP is to curb down, pababain, okay, yung inflation. And during those times naman na mahina ang ekonomiya, na hindi rin maganda, of course, kasi wala masyadong output, wala masyadong expenses, gusto rin natin na palakasin yung economy. But the goal of the government is to stabilize the economy. And the two policies that the government and the BSP uses is yung tinatawag natin na monetary and fiscal policies. So unahin muna natin yung diskusyon sa monetary policies. What are these? Okay? So, ang monetary policy, ang nag-i-implement po dyan is the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or the country's central bank. So in the case of the Philippines, ang nag-i-implement ng monetary policies is the BSP. And ano ang ginagawa ng BSP? Basically, ang ginagawa ng BSP is to control the overall supply ng pera na nailalabas sa bansa. Kasi yung printing ng pera, okay, and the interest rate of banks, nakadepende yan sa policies na itatalaga ng ating Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So what are the tools that is used by the BSP to help the economy stabilize? There are two. First, we have interest rates. And second, we have reserve requirements. So ano ang interest rate? Ang interest rate is yung interest na charge ng bangko every time na may humihiram sa kanya ng pera. So kapag ikaw ay humiram sa bangko ng 100 pesos, don't expect na 100 pesos din ang ibabalik mo. Usually may patong yan. Okay? May patong po yan. Kasi yung paghiram mo ng pera, yun ay serbisyo na ibinigay nila. So interest rate is something that the BSP is controlling that could stabilize the economy. And the second one is what we call as reserve requirements. So reserve requirements, yan yung fund or yung pondo ng pera na tinatalaga ng BSP sa iba't ibang mga bangko. Like, dapat ang mga bangko may ganitong klase ng reserve sa kanilang banks. So, reserve requirements does affect money supply. Kasi kapag sinabi ng BSP, for example, na dapat mas marami kayong reserve requirements, yung pera na nasa tao, biglang bababa po yan. Okay? Now, on the other hand, kapag ibinaba ng BSP yung reserve requirements ng mga bangko, ang tendency niyan, yung pera, palabas ngayon sa mga tao. So, when they control the reserve requirements, they are also controlling what we call as our money supply. Okay? Now, there are two types of monetary policies that is related to whether we want to, let's say, curb down inflation or palakasin yung ekonomiya. So, the first one is what we call as contractionary money policies. Okay? So, yan yung pinakauna. So, with the word contractionary, so, kinokontract mo yung ekonomiya, ginagawa yan kapag nasa expansion phase tayo ng economy or masyadong mataas or masyadong malakas and mabilis yung economic activity, that what's happening now here is that prices are increasing. Okay? So, tumataas ang presyo. So, nagkakaroon ka ng inflation. Okay? Because the economy is, say, nasa supercharge yung ating economy. Nag-overheat sila. So, nagkakaroon ka ng inflation sa contractionary money policy. So, ang goal mo sa contractionary monetary policy is pababain yung overheating ng economic activity. Or in our case, pababain yung inflation. So, ano yung ginagawa ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas? First off, pwede nilang baguhin yung interest rate. They will increase interest rate sa mga bangko. So ano yung effect niyan? Kapag in-increase nila yung interest rate sa mga bangko, yung mga negosyo na gusto sanang mag-expand, madi-discourage sila. So sa perspective ng mga negosyo, ang nasa isip nila, aba, masyadong mataas yung interest rate. Hindi muna ako uutang para i-expand yung aking negosyo. So with less investment coming from firms, nakokontrol mo na ngayon yung inflation or overheating sa economy. Because they cannot expand. Why? Because interest rates are high. Second, ang pwedeng gawin ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is to limit the money supply. And either they will print less money or they would increase yung sinasabi natin kanina na reserve requirements. Okay? So sasabihin ng BSP, oy, kayong mga bangko, dapat mag-hold kayo ng mas maraming reserve money. So dahil tataas yung pera na nasa reserba ng bangko, yung pera na hawak ng mga tao, ng mga Pilipino, bababa. So if they have less money, what will happen to consumption? Okay? So yung consumption mo, bababa. Okay? Kasi yung pera, wala sa mga tao, nasa bangko. Because they were able to, because they increased the reserve requirements of banks. So when you do that, consumption will lower down, demand pull inflation will lower down. Medyo magi-stabilize yung overheating economy ng bansa. Now, paano naman kapag sobrang hina ng ating bansa? Mababa yung economic activity. So we are in the downturn, pababa tayo. Okay? So, ang Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, meron din siyang ginagawa para palakasin or pabalikin sa normal na level yung economic activity natin. And we call that as expansionary monetary policies. So anong gagawin nila? Kabaliktaran nung nabanggit natin kanina. Instead of increasing interest rate, anong gagawin ng mga bangko? Pababa.
Magtitake ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri with the modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!